Shalom, shalom. Before I begin, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and rule well. And peace and blessings to all you brethren pushing his word in all sincerity and truth. To the 144,000, the house of David, shalom. All right, it's the brother Damar Gabar here with a quick lesson, Lord willing to edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all right? And I know this video has been out for 6 days now, and I heard about it, and I finally watched the video. And, as I was watching it, you see, the Most High is just showing, his men, and you women of Israel, who I know is going to have a problem with this video and having a problem with the men of the Lord when we speak on things like this. But this is ultimately a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven for the 144,000, for the chosen elect men, and ultimately all Israel on some degree of how the kingdom is going to be. Now, first and foremost, let me say this first and foremost, us having many wives in the kingdom is going to be a very, it's going to play its role. It has a role to play, but it's not of the utmost important. All right. And I'm not doing this video because, brothers is just horny as all hell, and we just, we're not going to be in the kingdom all day, just popping women all day, every day, and not taking care of, righteous business, which we are going to take care of righteous business. But the fact of the matter is that we are going to, have multiple wives, man, and we are going to have, an innumerable amount of children. All right. And we're not going to be in the kingdom just sitting up with one wife in the kingdom of heaven, which is totally stupid. It makes no sense. And, is just lame as all hell. And you got a lot of these simp ass Israelite men and a lot of these bugged out, selfish, unrealistic women who have a problem when we say things like this. But it's just the truth. All right. It's just the truth. All right. And the fact that, this video is displaying that, is showing you that here it is. If, they're showing you this in a wicked kingdom, how much more in a righteous kingdom, man. And when you watch this video, it's a lot of spiritual things being shown in this video. And one of them is that which you women can't wrap your head around because, you're still so, you've been in Babylon too goddamn long, is that when you watch this video, it shows you that each of these women in the video, they were all getting along. All right. They none of them had a problem with the fact that, this dude Drake was their husband. All right. They all were happy. They all was content. They were all sitting amongst each other, being friendly, and no animosity, no jealousy, no hatred. Remember, in the kingdom of heaven, our women are going to be made perfect. The Lord is going to take away that evil eye, that eye of jealousy. You're going to be perfect. And you're not going to have a problem with your husband having multiple wives because your husband is going to be of the utmost high value, as they like to say, in this society, man. And it's just true, And so as we see this video, this is the Lord throwing the men of the Lord, a bone, showing us like, look, man, these are the type of things that you're going to have in the kingdom of heaven. On top of, the law, statutes, and commandments being put in our inward parts and us being 100% righteous, man. It's not going to be a wicked bone in our body, a wicked thought in our body. And that goes for you women as well. All right. And we have plenty of examples of men of the Lord in the scriptures that had multiple wives. It's just true. But then you get these simple-minded Israelites who will use which I'm gonna pull that scripture dealing with King Solomon, and they try to pull this unlearned angle that Solomon went off because he wasn't supposed to marry those women. He wasn't supposed to do all that. And the fact of the matter is, matter of fact, let me get that and go into that, man, because I know, as I do this video, that's going to be the first thing that's going to come into a simple-minded Israelite mind. And especially you simple-minded women who can't grasp your mind around, this concept. All right. This is 1 Kings 11:1. 1 Kings 1:11. It says, but King Solomon loved many strange women together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. All right. So there was the only problem that Solomon had was the fact that he loved these strange women. All right. Now, these heathen women were supposed to be treated as concubines, as lesser wives, man. All right. The problem wasn't the fact that King Solomon had 500 wives and all these women. It was the fact that as he got older, his heart got turned over unto them, and he was, persuaded to do wickedness amongst these women. All right. It was never the fact that he had these women or all these wives. That was not the issue. All right. It was the fact that his heart got turned away to worship their gods, man. All right. It wasn't, the Lord wasn't tripping on him having all these wives, man. Just like in the kingdom, the Lord's not going to be tripping on us having multiple wives, man. Tells you that in Isaiah that 7 women are going to take hold of 1 man in that day, man. So how much more in the kingdom of heaven? It says, of the nations concerning which Yahweh, see, and this is where these simp ass Israelite men, have a problem with this, and they try to use this scripture to basically to simp and to cater for these whack ass Babylonian women, to make them feel like they're important and they're special and that we ain't going to be in the kingdom having multiple wives, man. It says, of the nations concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them. Now listen closely. Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. You see? And that's why the Lord said, not to go into these women, just in case they turned your heart after other gods, man. And that's the problem that our people had. All right, it was the fact that they fell in love with these strange and heathen nations, man. When it's supposed to be the other way around. You get you a heathen woman, she's supposed to come under your vibration. She's supposed to come and worship Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. She's supposed to put away her idols and the gods of her, the gods of her nation, and come and serve up under you and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You see, it says, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. You see, that was the problem. He fell in love with these women. You see, it wasn't the problem that the fact that he had them, man, because that's part of our heritage is for us to have more than 1 woman. And in the kingdom of heaven, you damn right we're going to have all these women of the other nations. But guess what? In the kingdom, we're going to be perfect. We're not going to be led away. We're not going to fall, we're not going to fall in love with these nations and allow them to worship their false gods in our kingdom, man. They're going to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and guess what? They're going to be our wives, man. I mean, our concubines, our women. All right. And yes, we're going to lay with them, man. And if we have children with them, guess what? Those children are going to be Israelite children, man. And a lot of you women, you Israelite women, got a problem with that. But guess what? Hey, you're just going to have to deal with it, man, and take it up with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. What does it say? And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. You see, and that's the point. As he got older, his wives turned away his heart, man. You see? Because prior to them turning away his heart, obviously it wasn't no problem. You see? But when he started building up all these, building up all these temples and gods to their idols, that was the problem. You see? It says, for it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his power as the heart of David his father. So you got to ask yourself, in the kingdom of heaven, when the Lord put his law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, there's not going to be no us turning away or being led, to being turned away, our minds being turned away to worship the gods of these heathen women, because those gods are not even going to exist in the kingdom of heaven. They're not even going to have a name, a statue, or any type of leverage in our kingdom. And we're all going to be made righteous, man. And you women are going to be made righteous. The Lord's going to turn away that evil heart, that heart of jealousy, that heart of you having an opinion and bucking up and, because even right now, the main reason why you women buck up when we say we're going to have multiple wives, or 100 wives, or 1,000 wives in the kingdom, is because Esau has turned your heart away, man. Your heart is turned away after the ways of Esau, Edom, and that's why you have a problem with it, man. You see, and that's why you get all uptight, you get all in your feelings about it, man. I even tell my woman that, in the kingdom we're going to have multiple wives. You know what she say? Yeah, in the kingdom. Which, it's not wrong for us to have multiple wives here, but, it's just not convenient right now. I'd rather wait until the kingdom of heaven, and, hey, like she said, she was like, yeah, in the kingdom when everything is all right and we're changed and the Lord put the spirit on us for you to do that. Hey, that's going to be, it is what it is, But you got a lot of you proud and unlearned women and men out here who still buck up against that, claiming to be men and women of the Lord. But like I said, hey, this video is just a glimpse of how, the righteous kings and priests of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are going to be living in the kingdom of heaven, man. And it's just true. All right. Here it is. A guy like Drake. You mean tell me here it is a guy like Drake in Babylon the Great. He can have all these women, if he really wanted to. He can be with all of these women. A lot of these women wouldn't have a problem with being with this guy. That's what comes with being a man of status and a man of power. So how much more us in the kingdom of heaven, man? We're going to have all the authority, all the power, all the authority, And we're going to be made righteous and perfect in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And you mean tell me we're going to be stuck in the kingdom for all eternity with one wife? You're out of your mind, man. You're just out of your mind, man. And like I said, a lot of you can't grasp that right now because you've been in Babylon too goddamn long. But like I said, this is just a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven, man. How it's going to be for the men of the Lord. And like I said, it ain't going to be all just about being, about women and having women. That's going to be, a minor on the scale of the greater things that we're going to be doing, getting the earth in order. Establishing righteousness in the earth, putting all these heathen nations in their place and establishing commerce and business and righteousness. All those things are going to be, above the fact that we're going to have all these women. That's just going to come with the territory and the perks of being the righteous and powerful, the most powerful men on the planet, man, in the universe, man. And that's just a blessing that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to bestow upon his men, because you got to remember, we got to bring back the whole nation of Israel. We got to bring back all 2/3 of the nation of Israel in the kingdom. And then through that is going to, a lot of sex is going to have to happen. Yes, okay, but I'm almost done. Okay, in a minute, okay? So it is what it is, man. Like I said, I'm pretty sure all the brothers in their right mind, when they saw this video, that's the first thing that popped into your mind. That's exactly how we're going to have it in the kingdom, man. And like I said, watch the video. Although, even though, it's a video, not here in Babylon the Great, but when you look at it, with a kingdom mind frame, you saw how all the women was getting along. They were all happy. They were all proud. I don't want to use the word proud, but honored to be chosen by this guy. And they had no problem, basically having to share, to share this one man. So imagine how much more us in the kingdom of heaven, man. And guess what? In the kingdom of heaven, all these women are going to bear children, man. They're not going to be, just sitting up, they're going to be living the life. But guess what? You got to remember, our women are going to be put back in their right mind in the kingdom. And the one thing that they're going to want to do is bear children, man, because that's how it was in the ancient world, man. A woman in the ancient world, in ancient Israel, that didn't bear children to her husband was, she was sad. She wore sackcloth. She didn't feel like she was doing her womanly duty. So how much more in the kingdom of heaven, man? Scriptures tell you in the kingdom of heaven, man, they're not going to be one barren. It's not going to be no stillborns. You ain't going to be shooting planks, man. Hey, every time we shoot, we going to hit and score, man. All right. And we're going to have all multiple women, man. All right. And it's just true, man. All right. Let me show you something else real fast before when you people get stupid out here. Okay. You sit down then. I'm almost done. This is Judges chapter 8, verse 30. Now, we know that Gideon was a mighty man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but he wasn't on the status of King Solomon. But how come, I explained why King Solomon had his issue with the women, why he went off, why it wasn't a problem that he had the women, but it was the fact that he went off and he loved them to the point to where he worshiped their gods. But what about Gideon? This is Judges chapter 8, verse 30. It says, and Gideon had 70 sons of his body begotten. 70, and he had 70 sons, man. 70 children. For he had many wives. So are you going to say that Gideon was going off because he had many wives? All right. And listen to this. It says, and his concubine that was in Shechem, she also bare him a son whose name he called Abimelech. And guess what? When you read the story of Gideon, you had, his children, which obviously, his wives, which were Israelite women, they had a problem with Gideon's son. The son that he had with the concubine. But guess what? He came from the loins and the lineage of Gideon, which made that son an Israelite, man. Regardless of whether, the mother don't matter at the end of the day. But it just shows you that you can't say that Solomon was going off because he married them heathen women. But guess what? Gideon had many sons and many wives, and he had a baby by one of the concubines, man. You see, but you, Jake, are unbalanced and you don't understand, how things worked in the ancient world, And guess what? It's going to apply in the kingdom of heaven. Hey, the Israelite man is going to have many wives, man. It's just the truth. It's nothing to get all bugged out about. It's nothing to get all in your feelings about. It's just true, man. All right. And like I said, hey, the Lord is, through that video was showing us, hey, a glimpse into the kingdom and how it's going to be. It's just true, And like I said, if you get your feelings hurt, you feel a certain way about it, then, hey, you take it up with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Hey, we know what we're talking about. All right, and let me get one more. What's that? Matthew 19. Let me see. Matthews. Let's get Matthew 19 real quick. Matthew 19. What is that? Like 28 or 20? Let's try 27. Okay, yeah. This is Matthew 19 and 27. It says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? You see? And we have done that. We've all, forsaken all, and we follow Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And it says, And Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, meaning in the kingdom, all right, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Because remember, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, man. And the Lord's going to make us a nation of kings and priests, the men. All right. It says, And every one that has forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold. So that means if you had to lose one wife in this truth, guess what? If you're going to receive 100-fold, that means you're going to have 100 wives, man. All right. And that's just, he's just saying 100-fold, but really we know it's going to be a complete number of wives, man. It says, in Matthew, that 7 women, which 7 means completion. So, the Lord just saying, look, you're going to reap 100-fold, man. And it's going to be even more than that. So we're not going to be just sitting up in the kingdom of heaven for all eternity, in righteous body, never having to taste and see death with one wife, man. You're going to just have that one wife and have one child a year, or however the Lord's going to have it to be. No, we're going to have multiple wives, man. And we're going to have multiple children and children upon children upon children, man. And we're going to be fruitful and we're going to multiply, man. You see? It says, shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. You see? We're going to inherit everlasting life. I mean, does it even make sense that you're going to inherit everlasting life and you're going to be sitting there with just one wife for the rest of your life, man? It makes absolutely no sense, man. All right. But like I said, hey, watch this video, man. It was just a glimpse of how the kingdom is going to be. I would play it, but, I don't want to, them get me for a copyright or whatever. But like I said, just watch the video, man. Minus all the Babylonian whole, marriage shit and, do you to get on one knee, yada, yada, yada. No, Now, are we going to be married? We're going to have ceremonies, We're going to have ceremonies with, once we take a wife and, lay down with her, she becomes ours, and and you're only going to be with that one man for the rest of your life, man. And guess what? In the kingdom, these women are not going to be riding a carousel. They're not going to be sitting there talking about, I'm only with one man. I'm bored. This ain't for me. No. Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, once we lay down with these women, they're going to literally love us for all eternity, man. They're not going to have the spirit or the mind to go and sleep around and creep around and be envious and adulterous and lustful for other men. You're going to be ours and joined unto us for all eternity, man. And you're going to be our biggest cheerleader, our biggest fans in the kingdom of heaven. And you're going to sincerely love. I'm coming. I'm almost done. And you're going to love us for all eternity, man. And guess what? We're going to put our DNA in you. We're going to put our spirit upon you, and you ain't going to go nowhere, man. All right? You're going to be in order. You're going to be perfect. You're going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. You're going to obey. You're going to love. You're going to cherish. And hey, like I said, you're going to be our biggest fans in the kingdom of heaven, man. And you're going to bear many, 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 many children, man. So, hey, like I said, brothers, watch this video, with a spiritual eye, man. And hey, the kingdom is going to be off the chain, man. But it's going to be done in righteousness and in truth, man. So hey, with that, Lord willing, you were edified. Hey, if your feelings got hurt and you don't like it, then that's your fault, man. But hey, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.